I was the type of person who got straight A's, sociable, and loved my family.
Until I was a freshman, I had been sheltered from the understanding of depression, self-harm, and suicide.
Growing up, I was a perfectionist with overwhelming anxiety and no self-esteem.
For more than half of my life, I've struggled to keep going.
In school, I've experienced the ups and downs of being a teenager.
At school, I've also had to deal with anxiety and depression.
Even though I'm 18 years old, I am not strong enough to tell you my personal story and all the things I have gone through.
I loved being myself. Life was good. My family loved me, and I thought that's how life was going to be. But then,
as I grew up, I felt different, left out, and alone.
My world turned upside down on December 5th, 2015, the day my brother Evan had decided to take his own life.
When I first heard that my brother passed away at the age of 23, I was in the 9th grade, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Then our school lost some amazing students, and then my little brother died.
But then my father got diagnosed with brain cancer in 4th grade. He died the day after school started in 6th grade. When I get exhausted, I can still relive the dreadful day with excruciating details.
May 1st, 2017 marked the death of my beautiful and amazing friend Jane.
I never experienced anything of this magnitude before in my life, and I didn't know how or what coping was.
I fell into a deep depression and lost most of my friends. Losing my brother was my last straw, and I decided I was done.
I never knew how to cope. I wouldn't talk, and people were always concerned about my well-being.
Most of middle school consisted of panic attacks a few times a day and every single night.
During that time, I was in such a deep hole. I had the thoughts, I had days where I would have seemingly endless panic attacks, and there were even days where I just couldn't get out of bed.
I lived every day as if I were completely fine, even when I just wanted to break down on the inside.
If I received a bad grade, I had a massive breakdown.
These feelings continued throughout my childhood, middle school, and even onto high school.
Depression, anxiety hit me every day, and I started to get into this endless cycle of numbness.
Why did no one want to be around me? What was wrong with me?
I had no idea how to react and seek help from others, since I had never seen this happen before.
I didn't want to be in pain anymore. I wanted it to be done.
And I didn't know how to make it go away or how to solve it.
Most days started to drag on, and I felt as though I didn't have anything left to give to the world.
Eventually, I turned to self-harm and other forms of coping that really just made things worse. That's when I opened my eyes. I couldn't live like this anymore, spending more days sad than not.
So I decided to do something about it.
Suffering from depression doesn't mean you are different from anyone else.
Most days, it's really hard to walk through, and yes, sometimes I smile through them and act like everything's okay when they're not.
We've all been used, taken advantage of, betrayed, lonely, and hurt beyond belief.
You should never question your worth.
I know deep down she would want me to prosper on about my life and not sit in sadness and depression every day.
But knowing that there are people that are willing to be there for me and hear me out really helps in the end.
If you are struggling, don't be afraid to speak your mind and admit that you need help.
It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to have bad days. Storms don't last forever.
You are not the only one.
Everyone has their reasons to fight on. Everyone has their reasons not to give up.
We need to understand that we can't give up, that we must keep going on, because that's what the ones we've lost would have wanted for us.
I know that I couldn't stand to see someone feel what I felt, especially not my mother or my brother or anybody around me.
When I was at my lowest point, my family never stopped dragging me out of bed and being there for me. I couldn't.
My reason is I do it for Jane and my family.
And making my brother proud is my reason why.
I chose to keep going because of my friends. The friends who wanted to see me grow and be happy.
Thinking of finally getting to college, getting married, and having kids. No matter what, it was my light in the darkness, and if I didn't make it, I would never be able to experience those things.
Everyone has a reason why, and everyone can be someone else's reason.
Treat everyone with the same kindness, as if you knew their story.
There are so many reasons to keep fighting, and so many people fighting for you, even if you can't always see it.
Say Sean Penfield.